What was the worst case scenario that went through your mind?
Injured, being held against her will, that kind of thing.
Did you know this Todd?
No.
So you had no reason to suspect him. He wasn't on your radar at all.
Not for the first couple of weeks. And the reason I say that is I tried to find out every friend she had, but I know that on Facebook they had talked about jobs, like cleaning house or whatever. I'm like, okay, he may be somebody to, of course I sent that to the detectives, but that's the only time. But as far as I didn't even know what he looked like.
You didn't know who he was or if he had a criminal background or didn't?
No.
You just knew this was somebody that was in her contacts.
Exactly.
Did that ever worry you as a mother that she would take on a project here or a project there?
No, not really, because most of the time when she did something like that, it was for a friend or someone that a friend had spoken for. And most of the time she would never go by herself.
And in this case, that was the case. She did go.
And she even took a gentleman, she took Charlie, a man. So, normally you think you're safer.
But she had never mentioned working for this person before.
Oh no, she had mentioned about a month or so before that, she said something about making side money. I said, how? Cleaning houses. I said, well, how'd you find out? She said, well, it's a realtor company. She said, he actually pays pretty good, considering the work I do. I said, do you go by yourself because some of these empty houses? She said, no, I always take somebody with me. And so I didn't think anything else of it.
During the time that she was missing, some Facebook posts popped up. Were they on her account or on Charlie's account?
No, her account never had any activities. It was always on Charlie's. Mm-hmm.
What did you think when you saw those, when you learned about those?
The stuff that was popping up was completely out of character. Charlie was a writer. He was in the process of writing a book. The stuff that was being put on there, some of the words were misspelled. He even misspelled his own name one time, the person that was doing it. So I knew from the beginning that it wasn't him. And I figured it was just somebody sick out there that had hacked it.
They said they got married, then there were some other things posted. You didn't believe any of it?
No.
You thought it might just be some internet troll? It didn't occur to you that it was who had your daughter?
I mean, of course, it was a thought that crossed my mind.
Did you ever respond to any of those posts?
A couple of times, and then I was advised and thought better of it, so I stopped.
You were advised?
By the police.
To not engage?
Yes.
Take me through the moment when you discovered that she had been found.
Somebody knocked at the door, and it was one of the detectives that I recognized. And he said, we found your daughter. Of course, I couldn't breathe. And I looked from him to the lady that was there, and she said, she's fine. And I literally do not remember walking from my kitchen to them, but what I do remember is being on my knees and them helping me up. I don't remember anything between that. And they say, she's asking for you, and we're gonna take you there now. That was the longest drive I've ever had in my life.
When you heard the words, she's fine, what happened inside of you?
It was like a dam broke with relief. I didn't even think what could be wrong with her. I mean, maybe she's hurt, maybe, none of that. Just the idea that she had been found.
And what did you think when they said, she's fine, she's asking for you?
My mind was going in every different direction, she must be okay, because, I mean, it was just so many emotions at one time. They said she was okay, but I wanted to see it for myself. When they said she was asking for me, my heart swelled.
Where did you reunite with her?
She was at the hospital. I opened the door and all I seen was not a grown woman. I seen my little girl sitting there that somebody had done something to. I ran to her. I couldn't let go of her. I was probably holding her for, probably 10 minutes. You could see it in her eyes. She was so sad.
Do you see a difference in her now than before? And what is the difference?
She's a little more meek. This is a girl you're looking at. She went through modeling. She was in pageants when she, just outgoing. I don't see my outgoing girl anymore. I see somebody that's somewhat withdrawn, somebody that's unsure, compared to a person that was always, I can do this,
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.